And that is the close of the Detroit Pistons preseason. They start the opening night, you see there, against the Indiana Pacers, October 23rd. The Pistons, they fare well in these opening nights, but what you want to see is if this squad is finally forming an identity. Just got out the press conference with J.B. Bickerstaff, and he states he believes his team is. They've held 3 teams under 100 points. Every single winning Detroit Pistons team has had that one thing in common: defense. Say he wants his guys to play 5 guys on defense and leave nobody on the island. You can see it already. My standouts through preseason, Jaden Ivey and the rookie Ron Holland, he really showed me something. Can't wait to open the night. Let's rock. Hey, what up, though, people? We get a victory Thursday. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. They in preseason. Guys, listen, they in preseason with a winning record. 3-2.
Let there be light.
Hey! See, as soon as we start talking about the Pistons in positive terms, because they're giving us an opportunity right now, light comes on. Keep it going, though, because what matters is what you do in the regular season. They do win 108-92. But what up, though, people? It's your boy Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your Pistons reporter and writer for the network. Flannel Sam, the vet of the squad, the vet of the network. How you doing this morning? And I see you wear your Jets colors again. It could be Woodward.
It starts right away. But
it could be Woodward. I overlooked
the
that.
zip-up flannel.
But no, it's funny because you know how I am. I've always been a proponent of no preseason victory laps. However, in NBA, it's a little bit different, especially with this Pistons team, because you're actually seeing real minutes from the starters, from the core, whereas with the Lions, you weren't. So it's more appropriate to victory lap over preseason with the Pistons and with the Lions.
And you know what else we saw? Not just more of minutes from our starters, but they were playing largely against the other team's starters too. Yeah. Last night, the Cavaliers played their starters into the fourth quarter. You got Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Garland, Mitchell out there, Okoro out. These guys were playing all the way until early in the fourth quarter. And when I looked at the minutes in the box score, I was like, I didn't think our starters played that much. Only 7 minutes for each of our starters. The bench, when they first got in, I was like, whoa, what is going on? And then those guys started catching fire. Fontecchio, Ron Holland, and Beasley came in right away and hit like 5 of 7 threes. It was just like, you know what?
When have we ever had that?
I was like, you know what? I was like, we can sit in it. And the reason why, like you said, with the NBA, it's a little bit different because I'm looking at them doing this against Donovan Mitchell. He didn't have the best night. And who did I see harassing him? Ron Holland. It was stuff to like, and you just want to know if these guys can take it into the regular season. But when you listen to J.B. Bickerstaff, and we got some audio we'll do later in this segment, these guys are going to respond.
Yes, and holding any team, even if it's preseason, the magic number in the modern NBA is if you can hold a team under 100, even a third or a quarter of the time throughout the season, you're going to be a really good defense. Actually, that's probably even an exaggeration. If you can hold a team under 100 at least, 15 times throughout the year, those at this point are auto dubs almost because of how much offense is emphasized and the three-point shot and all of that. And that's what the Pistons have done in the preseason. That's what they did last night. And as you said, Cleveland starters played a lot more minutes than the Pistons starters, and the Pistons still won by 16.
Yeah, that's and that to me was the thing. I was sitting here like, wait, this is a regular season tune-up for these teams. And the Pistons were just like, no, we played our starters heavy. We know that they've been going longer during practices and during the training camp sessions. We know it's been very physical from the questions we're able to ask them at the media availabilities. And like we talked about yesterday, Malik Beasley said, no, we've been pushing harder. We've been pushing harder than I can remember. This stuff, like we're tired, and they're still going out there finding a way to be resilient. Because if you're going to be a team that makes that play in, you can't say, oh, well, we're a young team and we hit another wall. You can't have excuses like that. You have to find a way to break through because that's what all of the winners do. And I do believe that J.B. Bickerstaff and his team and Trajan Langdon, they're bringing a little bit of winning culture. Introduce the rest of the cast and the crew, and we could talk a little bit more about it. What up, though? Intern Chase? You're moving up the ranks soon, huh?
Hopefully, yeah. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling positive. I feel our teams are all trending in the right direction. I really do. Shout out to that dude, Justin, our brother, Matt Broder. This elite booth. What up, though? KG, Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth.
Hey, what up, though, man? Hey, Matt, I fell asleep on that Pistons game last night, but you love what you're hearing out of that camp. Neil Rule confirmed it yesterday. You've been saying it all off season. The vibe is absolutely different with this team. So when the regular season starts, I'm tapped in, man. I'm really excited for them. Also, we'll be a part of the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame later on tonight. We got a credential to be in there. Shout out to Braylon Edwards. He's going in the hall. But yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be an eventful day, man.
It is, man. It's an eventful.
One of the disturbing, very disturbing, and blatant abuses of government in Project 2025 is the idea that they
each other, and that's what tonight is going to be about. It's going to be fun. Shout out to Woodward Sports' MVP in the TD booth. That is JB Smooth.
J Bizzle.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Hey, what up, though?
I wasn't able to tap into the Piston games as much as I should be, even though it's still preseason, but I did watch the WNBA game, so shout out to them. They won me some money last night, too. Okay. Shout out to the Liberty.
Let's go. Well, you know what? Let's jump into this, man, because I got an opportunity to ask JB Bickerstaff a question in the press conference, as well as Simone Fontecchio. JB Bickerstaff we'll start with first because it's as it relates to Ron Holland, and I'm going to be doing an article so people can get to know a little bit more about who Ron Holland is, directly from him, his coaches, players, as well as what we've been able to observe from the media as well. But let's hear it from JB Bickerstaff himself.
Can you speak to the just overall training camp and preseason of Ron Holland? A lot of fans had some questions about who he was as a player, and I think he's shown a lot with the energy, the hustle, showing the ability to also stuff the stat sheet a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fierce competitor, and in this business, you can't use that word lightly. I mean, the only thing that matters to him is impacting winning, and I think it's impressive that at his age, he understands the intangibles that impact winning. His mindset isn't, well, I got to go out here and score 30 points, take 30 shots, or whatever it may be. His mindset is what needs to be done right now to help this team. And I think that's why he's fit in so well. And he can fit in with multiple groups on the floor because he has the ability, to just play the intangible part of the game and then figure out, offensively how he can help when he's aggressive in transition. If he's got the opportunity to take his threes, to catch and shoot them. So that's the thing that's most impressed me is how hard he competes, but how he figured out, already to impact winning with that energy and competitiveness.
Man, you love to hear it.
Love to hear that from JB Bickerstaff. It just seems like night and day from Monty Williams. I mean, Monty Williams and I got off on the wrong foot when he basically just said, those analytics. But no, for real.
You can't ever just poo-poo analytics.
I
don't care how much you love my own eye test or I've been there, I've played. Yeah. You can't.
But one thing that I wanted to clarify is that I may have been a little bit reckless saying, maybe if the Pistons can hold teams to under 100 for a third or a fourth of the games, that might be a little reckless because I did some research on the fly, and the number one defense in the NBA last year was the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they allowed 106 points per game and only allowed under 100 in 18 wins and a couple losses as well, but that's about a fourth of the games. The point is that if you allow a team less than 100 points, like I said, it's damn near an auto dub. And even though it was the preseason, this is a lineup, as you said, in which Darius Garland played, Donovan Mitchell played, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley played. That's impressive. Yep. I mean, they played damn near half the game, whereas the Pistons starters played about 8 minutes apiece. So that's impressive no matter what. And hopefully that can translate to the regular season, at least with an improved defense, which I think it will be.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Let's talk to Simone Fontecchio real quick. Got a chance to ask him about where this team's mindset is heading into the regular season. Let's rock.
What's the mindset of the team now as you're looking forward to the start of the regular season?
We're going to come out and be the best version of ourselves and try to outwork every single opponent. And, we're young. We got a lot of energy. We got something like a little chip on our shoulder from last season, and we want to get back and we want to be better as a team, as individuals. We want to earn the respect of this team, of this league, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank
you. And you know what? Simone Fontecchio was on one last night, man. You see the vision. And there's going to be games when all of our shooters, or at least 3 of our shooters, are on, and it's going to look magnificently beautiful. You're talking about Tobias Harris, Simone Fontecchio, Malik Beasley. Bro, you don't have to you're not going to have to wait long till you find a game where all of those guys hit 2 or 3 threes a piece in a game. And when I look through the box score, I'm just like, yo, they're really starting to piece this type of shooting together. Shout out to Jaden Ivey, too. I won't count last night's stats. 52% from behind the arc, 60% field goal throughout those 4 preseason games. There's something different about their shooting. Fred Vincent does get some credit, but the work that these guys are putting in to, as you heard Fontecchio say, they got a chip on their shoulder. And I'm so glad to hear that last year mattered. I am so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly mattered for Simone Fontecchio because when he was inserted into the lineup, all he did was average 15 a game on 48% shooting and 43% from 3, and the offense just looked better. And he's provided the shooting that Bojan gave you, but he was a much better defensive player. And hell, Simone Fontecchio's shooting was actually better than Bojan's last year. I honestly think, and maybe this is a bit of a stretch, but I'm feeling optimistic today, Simone Fontecchio could end up being the Matt Vierling of the Pistons.
That's not a bad thing.
Because when Simone Fontecchio was acquired, I know that he did some things in Utah that we were excited about, but nobody predicted that he would be potentially one of your better shooters, one of your better offensive players of the future, kind of like Matt Vierling.
I got the tapes.
Hey, all right. Okay, you did. Yeah. But my point is, based off of what he did, I don't know if anybody could have foresaw like 15 on 43%. If Simone Fontecchio has a Matt Vierling-like impact for the Pistons when you kind of cross-compare those sports, play-in?
Listen, some people are starting to call for it, and I'm seeing people across the NBA landscape. I'm seeing people across the content creation and media landscape. They're starting to pay a little bit more attention to the Detroit Pistons, and you have to. They didn't go out and add scrubs, man. They added winners from winning teams who made lengthy playoff runs. On all the teams that those players came from, they didn't just have playoff aspirations last season or the season before. They had championship aspirations. We talk about how impactful that is for these other locker rooms across Detroit pro sports teams. I'm telling you, this is something that's been missing. When I see it's not just Fred Vincent, shout out to Kevin Burleson, brother of Nate Burleson. He's one of the assistant coaches as well. And Jamel McMillan taking his time from the Motor City Cruise to be at the gym as well. And then Tobias Harris over there, all working with Asar Thompson, all working with Jaden Ivey, all working with Ron Holland, to try and make sure these guys can take the necessary steps forward. And just as a former hooper and used to be gym rat, to see that these guys have put the gains on, to see Cade Cunningham is visibly, bigger, more muscular, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren is starting to get into that dunk everything phase. It's just a little bit different ferocity. And I won't say who said it, but there's somebody who thinks that late in the season that they might have just kind of quit on their team because they realized maybe Monty quit on them.
And maybe, just maybe, Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren can be as good as Brandon Podzinski. Maybe, just maybe. And this isn't a shot at Brandon Podzinski, by the way. He did some nice things with Golden State. But my point is that hopefully they'll find their way on that list, in the top 100 list when they're doing it at this time next year.
Yep, and shout out to you guys. Hey, you know what? Chat family, let me know your optimism. How you feel like this Pistons team is going to do. Do you believe they are actually playing worthy? Where are you setting their expectations at? To me, I'm going to tell them, go out there and take it, man. Go out there and take it. I like what I'm seeing, but they're going to have to definitely prove this in the regular season. But I want to make sure that we allow KG and Flannel as well to speak a little bit to their experiences. One of the cool things about covering the Pistons is the ability to go to a lot of the different charitable and community events that they're doing all around, not just Detroit, but all around the beautiful state of Michigan. And we got the opportunity to be at the wheelchair celebrity event. That was at Wayne State Fieldhouse. It was pretty cool. Rick Mahorn was in the building. I'm going to be posting some of that content later, and we're going to probably have some of that video and pictures and more stuff either tomorrow or next week. It was a cool event. Dr. Darius was in the building. DJ Joey Radio of Woodward Sports was in the building as well. He was one of the celebrities. Neil Rule was supposed to be there, but he was on a West Coast trip calling the game for the Pistons. He got called up to do that. But overall, it was an awesome time. Grant Long and others. Trick was there. I can't forget Coach Trick. Mikey Eckstein. It was just overall good time. But you all are stepping into the journalism, the reporter type game as well.
Trying to.
Hey, you know what I mean? You guys handled it. I got some good reports. You guys handled it.
Hey, I mean, me and KG got a picture with Hooper. You got to see It's cool because we were at the Lincoln Park Fire Department, and you just see
renovations and restorations by Belfour and the Pistons.
Shout out Belfour.
And there were a lot of families there. The fire department was providing everybody with food and just general refreshments, and they had some promotional tables where they had like free merchandise and all of that. And it just goes to show you how important a relationship is between a community's fire department and their citizens. And that's just a good thing for the Pistons to be a part of, and for good relationships to be fostered between, fire departments and citizens. I mean, you never know when you're going to need them. And like I said, people were just very, very excited. I know some kids got to go into fire trucks and all that and spray the hose. And what kid doesn't want to do that? Like, honestly.
It sounded like Flannel wanted to do that.
Right? He wanted to slide down the pole. I saw him looking at the pole.
I refrained, but... Damn, I probably should have.
Nah, I saw.
Get out of my way, young.
You're right. Nah, I saw him looking at that pole.
Someone that used to teach.
Nah, but it's just nice to see, something like the Lincoln Park Firehouse get put back into, man, because for a long time that place, it had its issues, man, and it's good that Belfour, shout out to Belfour again for some of the renovations that they made at that firehouse. It was absolutely amazing. They invited the community in, and it was just a good time, man, and I was happy, to be around the fire commissioner. Grant Long was there as well, so it was a dope event, man, and shout out to the Pistons for helping to support that.
Listen, we got those types of events all season when the community can be active and out there. We're going to tell you guys, and we're going to be out there as well. The next event coming up, it is October 19th, a free immersive event to celebrate the upcoming Pistons season, local food, culture, and music, and tip-off early voting. Lil Baby, Skilla Baby, Babyface, Ray, Sada Baby, Peasy, and other local and national artists to perform. It's supposed to be like carnival-type rides, games, food from noon to 7 this Saturday. It's going to be a good time, and the community is going to show out. The StockX event, if you missed it, I'm telling you, you missed out. You don't want to miss out on this one. The Pistons dignitaries are going to be out there as well. So it's going to be dope, man. Yeah, it's going to be a dope time. Thank you guys as well for handling the event. Had something that came up, and these guys, they really, really, really shut it down. So
looking forward to the next
you
one.
all. Hey, let's go. What's going on with your teams?
I am genuinely curious to see where this show is going to go in terms of the chat's likability with old Flannel Sam. I think it can go. I think it can go either way. But all I
from
ask,
community man to Burnham.
all I ask is that you hear me out, and I will hear you guys out as well. But where you should what you should always hear out is when somebody tells you about Planet Fitness being the best gym in the gym game. That's for sure. It's fitness that fits your budget. Absolutely. Who needs no steak?